Baby, you're the one for me. Baby, you were meant for me. I'm madly in love with you.
Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. It is Francesco here. Welcome to the Keep Productive YouTube channel. If you're brand new and if you're a regular, welcome back. So today's video I'm going to be exploring the brand new Notion 2.1 and specifically going to be taking a look at the Android application. Now I've got now a Moto G6 Play, I think it is, so I'll be testing it on that one, and of course guys, Android is out there, lots of new reviews coming soon of Android applications, so just bear with me with that one. I'm just back from honeymoon actually. Me and Becca got married at the weekend, last weekend. We had a really enjoyable day, so thank you very much to everyone for all the lovely messages. So before we dive into this video, I wanted to actually explore some YouTube comments, just a little bit of an introduction to this video as well. Notion, whilst I was away, released 2.1, which essentially introduced their Android application. So of course, Notion already have a Mac application, a Windows application, and an iOS application, which is all pretty good, but adding that Android application really does open up the space, making it pretty much fully cross-compatible with every platform. Now, the mobile experiences are one of the experiences that people are starting to enjoy, especially because they've done a really neat job of porting that experience to a mobile device. Now, Notion for Android is available for free, and of course you can get a free account with it as well, and I'll include the links to the Android application below. But the application actually has been in beta for a fair while. I know a lot of you guys out there in the Keep Productive community, as well as on Twitter, have been beta testers for the Notion application. I personally wasn't. And I think from sort of seeing a couple of your opinions and stuff like that, it's been a good beta. So today we're going to be reviewing the full Android application to give you an idea of the experience. Just to let you know, I actually don't have screen recording technology installed, so I'm going to be doing an over-the-shoulder shot. But first, let's dive into some YouTube comments. Now, if you want to skip ahead, use the timestamps below and skip ahead to when we start the Android feature. So guys, I feel like this is the regular spot now to do some YouTube comments. So the first question is by Yaya SGA. What do you think of Agenda? Now, I think Yaya is referring to here Agenda, which is a Mac application originally, but is now available on iOS now. It is an application that combines notes and calendar events, allowing you to essentially create this sort of agenda view of all of your notes and activities across a day. So let's say you're planning for an activity and you specifically want some notes around that. You can have that and you can view it in chronological order as if you were going to a meeting, or maybe potentially you want to use it for like planning a trip or something like that. Now, I do think Agenda's got a lot of potential, especially with their development of the iOS application, and also it just looks gorgeous. It actually just won the Apple Design of the Year award, which is very positive, especially for a new application. I don't have anything against it. I think it's a good application that it would need to maybe grow into the next year so that people get comfortable with it. I think it's reasonably priced at the moment, especially with the premium. And I can see Bear and the likes of other applications dropping in this experience of being able to capture dates and be able to sort of embed that. There are a couple of other applications that do similar things, but I think it's something that definitely looks great and works really well, so we need to keep an eye on it. Yeah, another comment on sort of note-taking again on one of the Bear videos is Bear an Evernote competitor, and that's from Jason Cutler. Thank you very much, Jason, first off. Good question. A lot of people think that Bear is an Evernote competitor, and I would have to say yes, mainly because the features are so similar. It's a note taker, so you can pretty much get it started with there. But I wouldn't say, in terms of like the advanced functionality, in terms of notebook structure and sorting, I don't think it's quite there yet. It's something that obviously is progressing and doing very well. I see it personally more as a writer application, writer note taker, than I do necessarily that I would have it as my default note taker for note taking necessarily. It really depends on what sort of person you are. I've been using Evernote for like 5 years or so. So you can see that I've made a proper base on Evernote and not so much on Bear. So that's why I use it for scripts. That's why I use it for writing. So it depends on your use, but I sort of see it as a competitor, but for me, not right now. Okay, so good question from Paolo about Todoist. Paolo mentions, how many times do you spend writing stuff to Todoist? Morning, lunch, afternoon, late night? Or do you do it each time it comes into your head? Grab the phone and write it. How do you plan? It's a good question. It's probably something that I need to answer in a full video. I would say my full use of Todoist to some extent in terms of like being able to input tasks probably takes about maybe 20 to 30 minutes of my day maximum. I tend to start my day with tasks already done, so as in I can see all of my chronological tasks. I take maybe a little bit of time out, 5-10 minutes in the afternoon to just reshuffle a few things depending on how the day went. Maybe I need to add more tasks if I'm doing quite well, or maybe take some tasks away if I'm not doing quite well. Almost like rescheduling slightly. In the late evening, that's when I tend to plan my next day, and that's because I sort of stop work about 4:35 p.m. and then I get a bit of time to think about what I want to do tomorrow in terms of my energy levels. So just before, not just before bed, but maybe like an hour before I go to bed, I'll grab Todoist and spend 5-10 minutes on it, reshuffling the tasks for tomorrow, maybe even looking forward to the day after, just so that I'm sort of pre-organized, if that makes sense. And that's just from a bit of practice, and that's actually partly because my now wife watches like a program in the evening, which means I get like an hour back in the evening where I can plan or do other stuff or something of interest to me. So I do get a bit of extra time in the evening sometimes, but it really totally depends on what sort of person you are. I used to previously, when I knew I didn't have that time, do that at 4 o'clock on the work day, because then I could go, okay, 5 o'clock, I put a line in the sand and I can walk away. But that's just some of the sort of process. I need to do a full plan with me video. Maybe it'll be helpful. Maybe I can show you my Todoist tips, but they're sort of my general thesis around it. Okay, so I think that's all the comments for now. Let's dive into the Notion for Android part of stuff. Okay, so here we are with the Android device. As I said, I'm going to be doing this over the shoulder, so hopefully it's not too intrusive, guys. As you can imagine, this is a really sort of an overview of the application, and as I get the access to the screen recording technology, I'll probably do a full functioned one, so do stay tuned. So it is available on the Android store for free. It's already got a 4.8 rating, and as you can imagine, I can see that growing and growing in terms of how many people were doing it, and of course that will slightly go down. So let's hit install. So here we are with the application, and we're gonna go sign in straight away, which won't take a few seconds. So here we are with the Android for Notion, and of course this is my own personal account. I use a Google account to log in, and as you can see, the application does look slightly different, and that's for a few different reasons. But in terms of the general layout, it's very similar to the iOS version. So as you can see, obviously you land on your home page. It looks really great in terms of its setup. I quite particularly like the cover photo that comes through quite sort of predominantly, and of course it brings up all of the regular stuff. Now the first thing I noticed when I actually installed the application is that of course the emoji are different in terms of the experience. So of course they won't bring in the iOS emoji, they'll bring in the Android emoji. So you can see that all of the emojis in terms of all of the sections I've created are different, which is such a difference. Like, it does make a difference when you're using it. But of course, if you're using it on like Windows and in that, obviously it will be based on the emoji experience you get there. So of course you can access everything, all the great stuff here. I'm going to go into my read, which has all of my most important reads for the day. And as you can see, everything appears the same way it does here. And I believe this Android version is slightly snappier than my version on iOS, and that's probably because the processor here is a lot faster. So you can see if I was to wanting to create anything new, this bottom bar appears, and of course you get the ability to turn stuff into whatever you like in terms of all the way from text to code, and that's transforming a block. Or you can add an app mention, which is now available. Reminders and inline reminders are available inside of this. You can also tag a page, which is very helpful. You can add an image, or you can use some of the formatting options, and of course use the plus button to create simple elements like text, page, to do, and many more elements, including the likes of more advanced elements like table inline, board inline, calendar inline, and including 4 pages of all of those, which is very easy to do. So let's just create a table, because I feel like that's an advanced experience that can be quite useful. So here we go, it started creating it already, so I'm going to call it table quickly. Sorry, I'm still getting used to Android typing. I haven't been on Android for a fair while. But you can see here a fully functioning table is available here. You can use all of the same functions that you would available on the web version, or even the Mac and Windows version, which is very helpful. So you can see here that it's using all of the great stuff. Now if I wanted to, I could click new item and actually create a new item there and get started. Very similar to how I would do that on the web version. Now let's just demonstrate what a fully functioning table will look like. So if I go over to projects, I've actually got a Medium schedule that I've got coming up of all of my Medium articles, and as you can see here, this is how a fully functioning schedule would work, and it looks really great in terms of being able to give you all of the information you need to know. Now of course you can still access the view options, so you can change it. So I can see that in calendar view if I did wish so. You can see that all of the dates appear, actually previous dates appear, because obviously I've got stuff, so you can see here that all the May dates appear. If I click into an item, you can see that that appears there, and I can even click in and add more detail there. So it's all very easy to use. Now in terms of this left hand panel, you've got the actual sort of navigation section, so you can see all of the templates areas, and of course you can see your private area. And you can open it up and see all of the elements at a glance, which is really, really great. Now, if you want to, you can search up the top or even change your workspace up here. So I've got a couple of example ones, and that's for other purposes. But you can see up here as well, you've got share, and you've got page details, as well as being able to see all of the updates. And this is on Android where your mentions will appear, your notifications and inline reminders, which is very helpful and will provide you with a bit of a time saver when it comes to later on in your experience, especially when you're using it on mobile. Now in terms of everything, being able to use it pretty well, its usability is great. I fiddled around with this the other day on one of the Android betas, and it works really great. Being able to use the template buttons and all of the other experiences seems to work exactly the same as it does on web, so it's something that I highly recommend in terms of a replicatory experience. It's very similar to, I would say, Todoist to some extent, but I would say this is one of the closest web to mobile experiences I've ever seen. So it's definitely worth checking out if you're not a Notion user, but there's some of my initial opinions. So guys, that was my full overview of Notion 2.1, which is the Android release. Hopefully it was useful for you guys. As I said, I probably will be exploring more of the Android application and iOS application and how it works in the ecosystem, but I think it's a really nice addition. Now they've got iOS, now they've got Mac, now they've got Windows and Android, they're pretty much all there. The Notion team have actually released on their sort of, I think it's What's New page, that later this year will be coming permission groups, better inline comments, a bit like Google Drive, I believe, and Dropbox Paper, and also focusing more of their attention on Zapier integrations, API, and I believe there's one more, but I'll include the link to the What's New section in the description below. So guys, hopefully you enjoyed this feature. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Let me know if the YouTube comment section was helpful and whether you want to see reviews like this again. Anyway guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Make sure you have a great week, keep productive, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Cheers.